Well, well, well. Finished off the last episode. Oh, I don't mean to go to stats. That's just stunning at this point. 7 wins in 40 hours. What are you, a professional? Anyway, big win in the last episode. We misplayed a marked amount. An amount that, we could notice the misplays. And here's our reward. We get to hear the sweet victory music for another 4 or 5 seconds before we get the Tetris. Come on. You could have worked on your comedic timing a little bit, game. Okay. Put me on KOs. So what are we working on? In case you're not privy to the recent... And will this work? In case you're not privy to the recent revelations, I've been trying to work on my Teddy spins. And unfortunately, you know, it's a situation, we're playing for the dub here, okay? I could have made the T-spin work, but I had screwed it up in the first place. I don't want to double down and make a bad mistake just to prove that I know how to do it. Y'all know I'm working on the T-spins, okay? It takes a bit to get the muscle memory to figure out where they actually belong. It's not the easiest task in the world for me. But I'm working on it, and we'll get there. And we're getting wins in the interim period. That's the important thing for me. I've gotten myself to a point, thankfully, where I'm at least able... Oh, you're in trouble, mister. I've gotten myself to a point where I'm at least able to have a chance in games, and also, hopefully, very, very slowly, but surely, perhaps... increment ourselves a little bit towards inevitable T-spin ability. Yo, we're getting targeted. This is a good player, and I mean them no ill will. I mean that sincerely. A lot of respect for the level of play we're seeing right here. Gotta be honest. Definitely hate this. This garbage hole is gonna be a little bit longer for us to clear right now. I might have just missed an obvious location to store the piece, but. This is a real issue, dude. We took way too long on that, for one. I think at this point, we gotta just throw it at the wall, see what sticks. That's a real problem. Please go over top. Go over top. Go over top. Go over top. Go over... We're dead. Alright, so not the best defense of our title. That's okay. That way, I mean... I feel like I need to defend myself, but only ever so slightly. At this point, if you don't know, now you're about to know. Tetris 99, there's not one variable, your own performance. There's 99 variables. There's everybody else. It's possible that we won our last game against players who are significantly worse than the dude who just, or the multiple people who sent us garbage there. You know? Just because we came in first last game and 60th this time, that's how she goes sometimes. You know, sometimes your Pete Sampras gets knocked out in the round of 16 at Wimbledon, and you go, what the heck, Pete Sampras? How'd you get knocked out? You know who knocked him out? Roger Federer. You know who we beat for the championship the previous year? Michael Chang. Exactly. Think about it. All right, so I think... No, I mean, obviously not like that. By the way, I have had some people... Does he know you don't have to use a T-piece for a T-spin? Yes. But you know, you gotta learn on the shoulders of giants. You know, you start by watching tutorials. Every tutorial I've seen has been, hey, here's how you T-spin. Using a T-piece. That's why I'm using the T-piece. Because they use the T-piece. Maybe at some point, but probably not, we'll reach the level where we feel like that's no longer a necessary part of our evolution. What was the placement, dude? What are you doing? Don't get frustrated, though. We're actually, I mean, it's not good, but we're not too screwed early on. Man. Send them. Send them. You gotta accept, you know, if you make mistakes, you've taken yourself out of the area where you can afford to be greedy. You gotta just You gotta send lines, and that's what we're trying to do right now. You know, this is much better. And that's a great example of how you don't always... I mean, if you're at my level of badness, you don't always want to send quick. You know, we thought about it for 2 seconds. We came up with a line that I think was much better. Might as well get that plugged up right from the get-go here. Okay, I think we do this, clear that. All of a sudden, our long piece is going down. I mean, this is a thing, and I'm not trying to besmirch my attackers, who may well be better at the game than I am. But if you're gonna... And I'm not gonna say if you're gonna come at the king, you better not miss. I think it's a little disrespectful. A haunted! I swear to you, that was a haunted controller. My controller was taken over by Beelzebub, the ghost of Tetris. Well, that's gonna put a real damper on things. This is now the first time I feel like I've had to really ask this. Does anybody else get this haunted controller thing? It's the first time I've ever experienced the consequences to such a dire degree. It took over my controller on a long piece and then just shoved it in the side. That's a new one for me. Somehow, we're still alive. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, if you're gonna be sending a... You know, you might not know if you're part of a Rorschach situation, so I'll give you a little bit of respect on that one. However, if you find yourself in a Rorschach situation, you gotta be prepared to send some garbage, dude. You can't just be holding out back there like, I'm gonna build a quintuple Tetris, because you're gonna get erased. This is an issue. And it's an issue of my own design. Yikes. That's not gonna work. Pretty bad performance, but also, who knows where we would have ended up there. I would like to think we'd make it a little further if my controller hadn't become possessed. And here's what I think happens, and I don't know, you know, don't quote me on this. I think that when you get, it happens when you get sent a lot of garbage. I think something to do with the controller vibration. It hits some of the electronics and just, it shoves them to the side and, like, takes control away from you. I'm not saying that's the only reason I lost there. That would be unfair. But certainly, that long piece being kind of shoehorned up there. I mean, it matters more at the top. Not just because you're closer to death, but also because you have less time to recover from the original placement. Anyway, life goes on. Okay, are we... we got a Teddy spin right off the bat. You gotta love the T-spin immediately. 2 attackers. Okay, guess what? You're getting spun. Not sprung. That's a different thing altogether. But you gotta love the T-spin right off the bat, because that's like the only time I feel comfortable doing it. The rest of the time, things become a little tricky, you know? You know, again... You gotta acknowledge that in some of these situations, maybe a T-spin's possible. At my current level, the speed of the T-spin is too slow to justify its existence. My 2C. Yo. Alrighty then. So we're gonna do it like that, huh? Fair? Just hope you know what you're getting yourself into, mister. That's the good stuff. That's the play you gotta look at and be like, I didn't used to play like that. That's a big one. Somebody sends you garbage, it gives you carte blanche, guilt-free, drop them. Feels great. Send them here. Trying to leave a lot of... I mean, I play a craggy game of Tetris now. I like to leave as many crags open as possible. Not empty space, like that's obviously... not conducive to a victorious situation. Neither is this, to be fair. Yep, that's, you know, there's got to be something to be said for the human psychology. As I was placing that piece, my brain went yikes before I even had a chance to see what was yikesable. So, like, why don't you just not do the yikes thing, brain, instead of sending me a message that says that's a mistake before the mistake has even been committed to celluloid? Beats me. What can I say? I'm not a neurologist. Put me on KOs now. Our attackers are demoralized and otherwise eviscerated. Now, we can play our game again. So I do see the T-spin opportunity. I have squandered said T-spin opportunity, but I see another one. So it's something, you gotta basically make something happen right there. I could be more specific. There you go. How's that for specificity, dude? So the next step is we gotta fill in the space on the sides. But again, that kind of precludes me from, it forces me to build a gap, basically. So now, store this. Rest assured. I do not like that. We got KOs. Yeah, one dude's about to get KO'd. I actually switched back to attackers at the last second. Because I was targeted, and I felt that was unfair, given the setup time required for the Teddy spin. So, you know, it's just in the interest of defending my own honor, basically. You know, can't help but feel like we could have done a little bit more with that situation. I'd really rather wait for an orange piece, or sorry, a square. You'll never hear me say this, so get ready. We were lucky to get 2 square pieces in a row there. That's an uncommon situation to be happy with. We got, our whole world is garbage holes here. We finally gotten free of a couple of them. Oh my god, we're almost down there. Send them, and I'd even send them again. Take a moment to clear this garbage hole in advance of your long piece coming. I see that we got another one coming. That's the good stuff. Otherwise, I'd be despondent right now. This is just a terrible tower, dude. So we got some back-to-back Tetrises, and then that's a real compromise. This is I'm playing this game in the real world right now. This is not, you know, big picture, best potential Tetris plays of all time. This is I'm feeling the heat, and that one was just not a good play at all. And I mean, it was just placed in what is demonstrably not the right area, leaving me extremely open for deletion. Do it. Somehow. Still hanging out. Still hanging out. I've just determined it, you know? My dominant strategy somehow is be bad, get a bunch of attackers, and then be like, the joke's on you. I was just pretending to be bad. Now I'm slightly better. So this is radio silence, if you'll forgive me. There's a lot of stuff on the go, boys. Stay cool. Look at this badge lord. You see how many badges this dude has? What? Do you see how many badges I have? Other dude also has quite a lot of badges. Radio silence. Stop making me talk. I see him. I see him feeling the burn. I knew it! Ho, 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 ho. It's a dominant top 10 performance.
My husband's so good.
That's the good stuff. I felt in the top 3. A lot of badge lords. I took one out, took a glance at the other guy. He's already got a garbage house.
Now you have one more win than me.
I got 8 dubs.
Whoa.
It's a new era.
You have to hide this video so Dan won't know how to win this game. Or I have to buy his son Yeezys.
Dan, you're not allowed to watch this video or the last one. Okay? What were the keys to the kingdom on that one? Our targeting, we switched it at the right time. I'm derelict in this duty sometimes. This time I noticed we have no attackers. What do? Switch to KOs. That was the... honestly, that targeting might have given us the momentum to take us where we needed to go. Imagine how many wins I could put up if I stopped dropping the pieces in the wrong place and if I stopped having the world's most haunted controller. And this is me... before the era of the T-spin, which is en route, I promise you. Very scary. I'm a little frightened myself, to be honest. Mind you, in order to get there, I'll probably have to, actually learn how to set up a T-spin appropriately for the first time in my life. But, who cares? Okay. Attackers, 1 attacker. You know what that means? That means we wait. But I gotta find a place to be able to put this L block. Because, I can't put... You know what? You got a T-spin? Send them. Whoa! Did you see the heat? Al Pacino would be proud. I'm surprised we got a kill out of that. It seemed a little bit weak for a KO, and yet here we are. You know what? Give him a little one of those. Dump this, and all of a sudden, we're back, baby. Love it. Not at all worried about T-spins at the present moment. Exclusively 100% concerned with survival, building a dream tower. Now I gotta send. I didn't see a better option. I got a new rule for myself. If I don't see a better option within 2 seconds, I think it's time to just accept that that's not the right time for us. Didn't see that one coming, did you? We got a blue piece coming first. Okay, we got heat. I like it. You get the blue piece. Definitely sit that down. Definitely sit this down. And now the sending begins. Could have done that a little bit better, to be honest. I think you're okay here. I know it looks spotty. It's okay. That's why it's okay. Did I say Wyatt? Oh, this doesn't hit me with some KOs, then something's gone wrong. Check the targeting reticle. Who would have thought 30-year-old boomer just wants one Tetris 99 win. Please, Sakurai. What are we on now? Like 6 wins on camera? 5 wins on camera? I honestly, if you told me that 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have believed you. If you told me 1, I would have believed you. We were trending for that win for a long time. If you told me we'd be starting to throw out T-spins, you know what I would tell myself? Get a life. And yet, here we are. And yet, here we are. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Yes, Ruka. It's true. I've ascended. Is that what you're asking? We got issues, boys. Take them down. We no longer have issues. We got solutions. We're not a problem-based organization. We're a solution-based organization. You know where that quote's from? Sounds inspiring, right? Fire Festival. Look it up. 2 KOs. It's a tough victory to sneak out of 2 KOs and somehow find yourself, you know, hitting the next level. Actually, like this, much better. This is about to be a huge send. Good targeting. That's got to be a kill. I would be surprised if it weren't more, honestly. And that, I mean, it sounds braggadocious, but it's just math. No. Wasn't worth it. Don't build on the garbage hole if possible. That's the ticket. Where are we at with long piece? Long piece? En route? 10-4, good buddy. I gotta say, top 16, they're fighting it out. I'm kind of, when I'm in a mindless zone, all I'm doing is sending lines. We should probably start to build. Lol. Don't build there. Okay, this is, sorry, I was spinning the piece for no reason. Okay, there you go. Acceptable line. Radio silence, yet again. We're blessed to be here. Don't forget it. This is a very important one. Next one, also extremely important. That should be a kill. Yeah. Built on the garbage hole. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up. Good enough. You know I hate hearing those T-spins. Four left. Badge Lord's on me. Need a long piece. Got myself into a bad spot, need a long piece. Let me out, let me out. They didn't let me out, dude. No! Dude, we were in there. We had a chance. Couple of missed drops, but third place, nothing to be too morose about, honestly. Could have stayed up at the top of the pack there, but just take a deep breath and we're going back for one more game. A 3, a 2, a 1, and we're back. Good mental state, calm, cool, collected. We know where the pieces go. 41 hours of Tetris 99. You think I don't know where the friggin' pieces go? Where's the Teddy spin? I've screwed it up somehow. Okay. Acceptable start. You know what's nice is, like, after you get one of those, you know, top 3 finishes, your brain comes pre-overclocked. You don't even have to think about it anymore. You just know where the pieces are going. You get yourself into a little bit of a dangerous situation like this. KOs? KOs? Where we at? Oh, he's done. That's it. Easy kills. Unfair for him. Beautiful for us. Someone else might pick up the kill. You know, that's not for me to judge. I was there trying to get the carry-in as well. The carry-in luggage. 2 long pieces in a row. Yeah, I mean, we got sendable KOs here. Not my ideal choice, but acceptable. Slowing down a little bit. Brain, love you too. Knock him dead. Starting to slow down a little bit here is what I was going to say. That's a lot of heat, but it's not enough to get rattled. Honestly, at this point, you look at that almost, and this is not a meme. You look at it almost as a blessing. You don't want that. I actually, as bizarre as it is, I think that's your play. Just to get one extra level of garbage hole cleared. And all of a sudden, we're back. Put me on attackers. Ah, dumb move. Very dumb move. But you know we accidentally created a T-spin. Now, we're not going to do anything with it. We're just going to use it to clear the garbage hole. But hey, at least we were able to acknowledge it when it arrived. That feels good. Alright, we're back at 0. So let's start rebuilding. Got ourselves out of a little bit of a jam there. Now it's time to make some moves. So I think we're going left side, long piece. That's the way. I like it. KC and the Sunshine Band. We're going to need many more long pieces to facilitate this accursed tower. I think we got to start sending. We are getting pretty close to the point where, you know, when I don't get KOs, we got a long piece coming up. Thank you for the garbage. I really appreciate it. Trust me, I'll make good use of it. We're getting close to the point where when I don't get KOs, I'm starting to get a little ornery. Start to say, like, excuse me, you're aware this is supposed to be a KO-rich environment by this point of the game? They say yes, and I say, well, what's the holdup then? And they say, well, I'm not ready to be yoted yet. And I say, nobody's ever ready to be yoted. It's a very common misconception. You think when somebody's on their deathbed in Tetris 99, they go, well, I played a decent game, but it's time to be erased? Absolutely not. Don't send me yet. Not ready. See? I told you. This will work. You just got to get over. Step 1, step 2, and I miscalculated. All right, that's going to do it for this episode, but don't forget, picked up another dub over the course of this one. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!